So this video or streaming is based on one of my very popular blogs which I have done recently for a company. So it is based on that. So I want to tell about that. I have the complete picture about that, and because I'm in the industry for the past 16 years, I know all the technologies which are there. So I'm going to tell how to become a full stack developer in any field. So there are different technologies which you can pick. So you can pick either Java or all those things I'm going to tell. And even nowadays, a full stack developer means he or she should know DevOps also. So that is also there. So DevOps also we will go into that. So we will look into two images, two pictures. One is for a full stack roadmap, and one is for a full front end roadmap, and second is for a back end roadmap. So and when you combine both of them, you become a full stack developer. So we look into that. So let me share my screen. Okay. I think yes. So this is my screen. Let me take down. So the front-end roadmap, we're looking at the front-end roadmap first. So if you want to be a front-end developer, so what you should do means front-end, the thing is that on the front-end there is only HTML, CSS and JavaScript because that are the things which the browser understands. But there are different things related to it which you should know. So learn the basics. The first basics are HTML, CSS and JavaScript. You have to learn these three basics and you cannot skip them. They are non-negotiable. You cannot directly move to React or something else. No, no, no. It is not. It should be not be like that. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And in JavaScript, you have to learn ES 2020 plus. It is ES 20, ES 6 also. And nowadays, ES 6, the advanced version of ES 6 are also cool. So you have to always update yourself. ES 6 was released in 2015. There is ES 6 2020 plus. But that is constantly JavaScript is evolving so much that everyone is adding to it. So people are adding, so the ECMA community is adding to it. So you have to learn that thing. Okay. So the first thing is that learn the basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then what to do? Then you have to get a bit deeper and CSS basics. Then go to the right side. CSS. We learn CSS, CSS. We learn CSS grid and CSS flexbox. They are very popular. Actually, CSS one came out in 1995 around. So what happened? CSS was very tough, and people used to be scared of it because of the flows and all those things. It was very difficult to produce a layout. But with CSS grid and flexbox, you can easily produce a layout, and it is very easy. You don't even need Bootstrap and all those things. Okay. Then the preprocessors are there, SAS and PostCSS. So SAS is like it gives a lot of programming features to the CSS, like you can nest something inside another thing, you can use variables. CSS is basically not a programming language, it's a styling language, but you can do that. SAS, PostCSS. Okay. Then there are the frameworks. Okay. So frameworks, CSS also has some frameworks. Okay, look into this mechanic. CSS also has some frameworks. So like style components are there in React. Tailwind CSS is very popular. And Bulma CSS is there. Bootstrap is there. So those all you can learn. But as I told earlier, you should always do the grid and flex also. So I have seen that in enterprise level project, what happens, people tends to go to Bootstrap a lot. But what happens after some time, the designer gives some tweak and all those things, and it becomes very, very complicated. So then you have to move to your CSS or you have to edit it anywhere you have edited the CSS. So I'm not telling you not to learn this. If you want to learn today, you learn Tailwind CSS, not Bootstrap. I have a lot of Tailwind tutorials on my site because of that only. Because it is very closely related to CSS, but you feel like you're writing CSS only. Okay, so let me go a bit again in a bit deeper. Then you have to learn JavaScript. In JavaScript, what do you have to learn? JavaScript, you should know NPM. You should know NPM scripts or NPM scripts. You should know gulp. You should know grunt. So gulp or grunt are task runners. You should know the basic of it. Although we don't use that in them nowadays that much. Because most of the people use front-end frameworks only. But if you are not using front-end framework and if you are working in pure JavaScript, you have to use gulp also. learn more about them. They are not some big topics, they are some small topics only. NPM scripts, Gulp and Grunt. NPM scripts is a new type of task runners. Gulp and Grunt are also there. Then you should know working in Linux. It is non-negotiable. And you say you'll have I'm having a Windows operating system. I am also having a Windows operating system. But download the Windows terminal so that you can have a Linux like feature. Download the Windows terminal. Install Git Bash in it or directly use Git Bash so that you know the basic of Linux command. Basic of Linux command are very important for the front-end developer to know. So front-end roadmap, that's why I have put Linux. It is very, very important to know the terminal command. Or else how will you do cd, npm start, npm install. All those things you have to do. How will you do it? Then after that, see come here. You have to know version control. You work as an individual person, work alone, or you work in a project, 10 people project, 100 people project. Version control is very, very, very important. Git, GitHub, Bitbucket. Mainly the Git is the main thing. Git is a technology in which was created by Linus Torvalds only, who is the father of Linux and one of the most influential and the popular man on this planet. So he also invented this great thing, version control. And it is a must even if there are two people in the project and working on the same code, or else there will be much conflict and all those things. So you have to learn this Git and GitHub and Bitbuckets are way to implement it on the cloud. Both of them are free. And anyways, all your personal projects should also go to GitHub so that you can keep a track of it, so that you can show it to the potential employers, or else how he to know that you have worked on this thing. So GitHub is a must, and to put all your projects there. Okay. Then we move here. Continuous integration, continuous development will move. So there is a GitHub action which is there for continuous CI/CD. So this is a front-end program. So a bit of CI/CD also you should know. So and what I have given the easiest one, GitHub action. This is the latest GitHub action for CI/CD. So what does CI/CD mean? CI/CD means continuous integration, continuous deployment. And in CI/CD, what happens that it is like something. The moment you push your code to GitHub, it will automatically deploy in some place because your web app. See, when you do HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you're not working on a website, you're working on a web app. So this web apps will be deployed somewhere, maybe on Heroku, maybe on Netlify or somewhere. So it will do everything automatically. The moment you do a git push is a command. It will go to GitHub, and from there it will directly trigger to those sites, to your deployment, and you will have a link on the web, like something HTTP, something like that. Or else most of the time we run a project on a local host only. Okay, so CI/CD is there. Then the deployment everything. Amazon S3 is very easy to learn and you should know. Amazon S3, search.sm also you should know. A free service. Then there are other ways like Versal. Versal is very free. It's a free service and it's a very good. Firebase is the awesome thing. I have many tutorials on Firebase on my site. Firebase from Google. It is one of the most awesome things. It is not just a database. It is a combination of different tools. Means it has a deployment tools also. It is very good. And Netlify is there. I use a lot. Even I have a paid plan for it because I have so many sites on Netlify. It is completely free. You will not have to pay for any of this service. Only S3 you have to pay very rated. All of these services are free. Versal, Firebase, Netlify. Unless you become a pro user like me and you have a lot of sites, so for 1 or 2 years you won't even feel anything. Versal, Firebase, and Netlify. Then we will come into the main part of a front-end roadmap because nowadays HTML is JavaScript and all these things are not sufficient. Okay. Before moving there, let us move here also. Let us complete this part also. So we need the module bundler like Webpack and roll up. So this is a module bundler. Again, as I have told earlier, these things works when you are doing something like pure JavaScript. And nowadays, a lot of pure JavaScript projects are there. You have to use Webpack or Roller, something like that. Then in testing, you have just Puppeteer and Cypress. So these are the testing frameworks like just Puppeteer and Cypress. You have to do, and a lot of projects always tell that you have to do the testing. So testing is not always because if you're working on a alone project, so unit, these are not unit testing, and these are not for testers, these are for developers who need to do this thing. So if you are a developer, you should do this. You should learn this thing only if it is required, not only. See, there are some things here like this, the fact, roll love, and girlfriend. This all these things you should do only if it is required. But these are the things which are non-negotiable, like the libraries and frameworks, like the number one library in the world for React now today is known as React. In the world is React. For JavaScript is React. React is the number one and is far ahead of its competitors. So it has got three more competitors. So React, if you want to get a job nowadays, I will always say React, React, and React. Okay. So what these libraries have done means it all started with Angular. It is a very easy way to do bigger projects. So they are very much scalable. You cannot do HTML as a JavaScript project. Because of that, Angular, the age of web apps have started. So we started to do everything moved to websites actually, like Facebook. It's all started with Facebook. Nowadays, everything is a web app. Everything is a website. So they're not simple websites. Facebook is not a simple website. It has got the top brains of this world working in Facebook to create that Facebook site only, because it has got so many features from a CRUD functionality to all those things, and they are very easy to do in React. And Facebook only created React, okay, but it's open source and free to use. So React is the most popular. Then there is Angular is there, which started everything in 2011. Still, it is used in a lot of enterprise projects. It is number two after React. It is the number two, but React is a by far a number one, which is far ahead of Angular nowadays. Angular did some mistake. You can see some of my podcasts for that. Then there is Vue, which was invented 2 3 years back. It is a combination of React and Angular, and it is means Angular is created by Google, React by Facebook. So these two have got big companies in it. And Vue was created by a person who was working on a Angular project in Google, but he didn't like Angular that much. And what he did, he combined both of the functionality, like React and Angular. He combined both the functionality. Vue, I have not worked much on Vue, but I have learned that it's very good. But the problem is that React has gone so much ahead in the competition, and Vue is also now, it cannot be compete with React. Nobody can compete with React in today's world. That's the thing. But yeah, there are people who are using Vue. Startups, a lot of startups use Vue, so we used it. And Vue got Next.js. We'll come into this also. And it's a framework like server-side rendering. See, okay, let me tell you about server-side rendering. So what is this server-side rendering? Server-side rendering. Sometimes these are all Vue, React, Angular. They are created on the client side. So that's why there are some issues are there. See that they are not that much SEO friendly, and the code is jumbled up, and all those things are there. So what happens? Server side rendering. The thing is that React and all these are very fast, but even if you do in a server side, it becomes even more faster. If a React app takes 1 second to load, it will take 1 microsecond to load. This Next.js, all those things. So this is for server side rendering. You can learn more about it. Then I was telling about Svelte. Svelte is the latest kid in the block, and it has a completely different uh, way than all these three libraries and frameworks. But again, the problem is that it is, yeah, it has got also some traction, but not that much. The problem is that it was created by a single person, and it has not got that much backup, so it will never come even closer to Vue. It is a distinct four, and Vue is at least 10 steps ahead of it. As I told, Vue was also created by a single man, but the thing is that there is a community behind it, and there are some very big players who are backing a Vue like Alibaba. So, and they have started using that in their systems. So, Vue has gained traction. See, all of these frameworks can gain much traction only if someone big is backing them. React by Facebook, Angular by Google, Vue by Alibaba, Svelte is by so it is not what I'm backing up. So that's why it is there, but not that popular. And I would say not go to Express. If you don't want to run React, run Angular or Vue, not go Express. You will not get a job, and a single job. You know, it will just be a hobby project. Then, React, you have to learn. React is a library, small library, so you have to learn some more things with React. Like you have to learn Redux, which is a state management thing. State and recall are also state management. So I will tell to go with Redux. It is the number one in state management in React. So this whole line is a React ecosystem which you have to learn. So I will tell Redux. And state and recoil are also state management, but learn Redux. Then learn next. Yes, this is for server side rendering. It's a very good thing. It's a major site even more faster. I have got many Next.js tutorials on my site also, on my YouTube videos also. You can go through. Then there is Gatsby.js, which is again one of my favorite topic because it is used to generate a static site generator. In a layman word, it is a replacement of WordPress. But the static site, but the sites are super fast, very less loading time. With very less loading time, yes, Gatsby.js sites have. Okay, so they're very less loading time uh, and they're super fast. And I have written 3 books on it, so I know better. Means if you can learn more about static site generator. And there are enzyme and just these are the testing libraries with React, which you have to learn. So now we have come to the end of the front end roadmap. So this is the things which you require if you want to be a front end developer. All these things. So because in the front end only JavaScript works, so we don't have any other language in the front end. There is something which is coming known as WebAssembly, but it will take time. Okay, so let us move to the backend now. Backend roadmap now. So the backend roadmap. So if you want to be a backend developer, then this. So there's the backend essentials. The essentials are working in a Linux. It is a must in a backend. So if you can skip it in a front end, but it is a must in a backend. Working in a Linux environment is a must because all the things which the backend developer do it here only. Then you have to know version controls using Git and GitHub. Okay, these are the essentials. Now we will come to the language. So in a backend there are many languages. It is not like a front end that only JavaScript is there. So all those things which you have seen are made of JavaScript, is React, Angular, Vue, all those things. Okay, so the languages are like there are different languages are there. So there is C sharp is there. Okay, we'll start with this side. And C sharp has it's an old language, means it was very popular in 2000s, and now it is not that much popular. It was a darling of enterprise. So C sharp still it is there, but not that much popular. And the framework is .NET. It has a framework called .NET. Okay, and there is Go. Go is very popular nowadays in the backend. Go or Golang. And now we come to the left side. Java is the king in the backend. Java is still today the king in the backend because and it was from 1995. It was used heavily in backend because of its multitasking. It is very popular. Java in the backend and nowadays also in a bigger project or I have seen bigger projects Java is used a lot. Bigger project very big projects. Okay, so then but it age is also going away because there are Go is will take away those bigger projects. So if you want to learn today something, learn Go because there are a lot of Java developers out there. I will not suggest to learn Java. So Java is there and it has got a Spring framework and a Hibernate. So these two are the frameworks. The Spring framework is very popular. I have worked on it and the Spring framework is very popular. Then in the backend also we have our JavaScript. How JavaScript is there? There is a Node.js from JavaScript which is very easy to learn and it is very popular. I have seen it used in small to medium range projects a lot and it has got frameworks like and it has got further framework. The thing is that Node.js is itself a framework of JavaScript and it has got further framework known as Script, Express and Fastify. Fastify is not that much popular. Express is very much popular. Okay, so another backend language is Python. It is very popular. Python is very popular, and it has got a framework known as Flux and Django. They are very popular. Okay. These two are very popular, and they are very easy to use. But the thing is that if you easily want to be a full stack developer, I will say learn all those things, learn HTML, JavaScript, React, and then go to Node.js because you find it familiar because it's a JavaScript thing. It is very easy for a JavaScript developer, a React.js developer to learn Node.js. It's very easy. It's a piece of cake. Now we'll come to databases. Yeah, backend developer need to learn databases also because this backend languages they gives API endpoint. So everything run on API endpoint. If you don't know, you learn about it. What is the API endpoint, REST API endpoints, and all those things. But ultimately, they sit between the SQL and NoSQL. We can not directly go into the SQL and NoSQL. Although there are solutions to go directly into SQL and not, and that is known as Firebase. It's a solution. Yeah, it is there. You don't even require these languages in between. From directly from front end, you go to the database. But most of the cases you don't do like that. There is a language which sits in between like Java and all, which is basically the API endpoints. So then the databases are two types nowadays. Actually, they in earlier days there were only one type of database known as SQL, relational database, which is MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle is very popular in the enterprise, MS SQL, all these things are there. But nowadays a new SQL have also come a lot, which are like JSON objects, which are like JSON objects. So means, and it is very easy for a JavaScript developer to learn because a JSON object is like a JavaScript object. Okay, so MongoDB is the most popular one in there. There is a merge stack also. MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js. Or main stack also MongoDB, Express, Angular, and Node.js. Okay, so NoSQL, MongoDB, DynamoDB, Cassandra. Cassandra is again, I have worked in Cassandra also. Cassandra is a like, we have SQL type of syntax, but it's a NoSQL. SQL type of syntax means we have tables and we generally when we select star from this table, we all have must have learned that. So that is known as relational database. Then in memory is also there. Redis. So this is a very small type of database, but if you want to make something very fast, use Redis. Okay. Then the storage, you have to learn storage also. A backend developer, so this sometimes it comes in the DevOps domain, but a backend developer should know nowadays a lot of DevOps also. So you should know AWS S3 and Azure Blob Storage, that you should know. And services and API, RESTful API, microservice architecture, and graph. So RESTful APIs, as I have told, it can be done with Java and all those things. They prepare RESTful APIs also. You should know microservices architecture also, how to create microservices which talk with each other. And GraphQL is the latest kid in the block. So this is a replacement of RESTful API. This GraphQL is a replacement of RESTful API, and you should know what is RESTful GraphQL. It's a new way of doing everything. There's only one endpoint. I think I have some videos for that also on my channel. You can go through it. Okay. This things we have learned. Then we will see the develops and deployment. So yeah, this is your DevOps category, but you should know nowadays a full stack developer doesn't mean that front and back end, it means DevOps also. I know people who are like this. So you should know this DevOps and also. So container orchestration are the Dockers and Kubernetes. So what are these Dockers and Kubernetes? Dockers are means what happens. Just suppose I have a Mac, I have a Windows, someone have a Linux, all those things. So people say that my code runs only on Linux, my code runs only on Windows. So Docker and Kubernetes they gives an environment in which if you run the code, it can run on all the machines. So these are very much used nowadays, Docker and Kubernetes. And then AWS and Azure are there, AWS, even Google Cloud is there. But AWS is from Amazon, Azure is from Microsoft. The two most popular. Then PaaS means platform as a service. So if you find these two this complicated, AWS, Azure, you can do this. You can do it in DigitalOcean, Heroku, Netlify. They are based on AWS and Azure, but it is easier to doing this. Then there is serverless known as AWS Lambda Azure Function Serverless Framework and AWS CDK. I have some serverless tutorials on my site also. You can look into that. Okay. Then there is a CI/CD pipeline which you should know. GitHub Actions I have shown it in the Frontend Roadmap also. GitHub Actions, Jenkins X, and Cypress CI. Jenkins is the most popular CI/CD in the world. So Jenkins you should know. But Jenkins is a must. Then security also you should know about means you're deploying everything to a database. So it is your responsibility to make a database safe or else so much security breaches happens every day. OWASP, you should know this and protecting services and database against threats. You should know this. So through by this we have completed our backend roadmap also. So how to become a full stack developer? Combine both of them and become a full stack developer. Okay, I will tell another part means see content is very small. You can choose React, Angular, Vue, anything you choose. That doesn't matter. You have to choose one thing. And my suggestion is that become a full stack JavaScript developer. It is very easy to become a full stack JavaScript developer, and it is in high demand also. Full stack JavaScript developer because the startups, small startups, medium companies, they love it because they don't want to go with the complexity of Java. Java is a lot complicated in the back, a hell lot complicated in the backend. And Node.js is very easy on the backend also. And if a JavaScript developer is there, you can easily become a Node.js developer. I will say learn the front end, come and learn the backend like this, and learn one SQL also because it is required and it goes well with Node.js also. I will say learn Postgres SQL and in NoSQL learn MongoDB because you will be part of the MERN stack on a mean stack. Learn a bit of DevOps also and you are ready to rock and you are ready to rock everything and you're ready to get every job on the planet. You can create a startup, your own startup in a blink also because you know everything and you'll be driving on the start. They'll pick you like hotcakes if you learn on this. This is my advice. So let me end my video now with this. Okay. So I hope you liked this live stream and so please do subscribe to my channel if you like this live stream and all these things which I have told you. So with this I will end this live stream. Thank you once again.